been a great year for Gresham House. We set our stall out to integrate the acquisitions of FIM, the forestry business, and Baronsmead Livingbridge, our VCT business and open-ended product equity funds. Accomplished well, successfully capturing the cost synergies. The people integration has been excellent. The product development, the further revenue growth that we've had from that, really pleasing. We have high expectations in Gresham House. We've achieved those expectations. The investment performance, really pleasing for clients. Gresham House our strategic public equity area, is very proud of its performance. As we exited the year, it's top of the pops within the league tables of smaller company investing. In addition to that, we have Grid, where the performance of Grid is again been what we've said on the tin, and we've raised further money into that during the year. So as we approach 2020, we're set well in order to continue the organic growth, as well as get a heads up for further acquisitions potentially. 2019 growth was primarily based around organic opportunities within our existing platforms. The 5 platforms we have are things that we believe can be scaled over the medium and the longer term. Particularly pleasing in 2019 was the energy storage fund, Grid, which raised further capital at a premium to NAV. Further growth within our VCT Baronsmead product. We had further growth in forestry, where we went international with our Ireland transaction at the beginning of the year, and that is our first step to overseas markets, and we expect to build on that. In addition to that, we had another closing in our British Strategic Investment Fund, our infrastructure and housing vehicle, and there's more to come from there where we expect to close in the first quarter of 2020. So all in all, across the piece, we have organic growth, and they're all set fair for further scale into 2020 and beyond. The business has a summary ambition to be an asset to cover, and within that is all stakeholders, clients, employees, and shareholders. Part of that are themes such as teamwork, integrity, and the culture of working together is one that this team has done within groups of individuals for quite a number of years prior to even being part of Gresham House. There's a dynamism about this business with entrepreneurial capability. We want people to move the needle. We want them to make a difference. And when you talk to the individuals who are newly part of Gresham House, it's really pleasing to see and hear that they talk about that without prompting. We are aligned with our clients and we're aligned with our shareholders. A lot of our shareholders are clients. And it's important that people recognise that the people that work here also own part of the Gresham House business, again, increasing the alignment and the cultural aspects of this being quite an entrepreneurial business. Asset management has become more sophisticated as time has moved on. Clients have demanded more, whether it be in client relationships, investor relations, or indeed simply transparency on what they're investing in. The market has moved and demand for what investors are looking for, again, has evolved. The aspects of yield, income yield, has become more significant than it has been in economic or political history. Gresham House has a number of asset classes across it, which are aiming to address some of these client needs. Some of the things which once weren't investable at all are now becoming investable. Gresham House has those platforms: infrastructure, vertical farming, forestry, timber, private equity, venture capital, specialist public equity within our strategic public equity area, renewables. All of these things are now accessible to clients, from institutional through to family offices and indeed retail through London Stock Exchange listed vehicles. We are at the forefront of offering quite a spectrum of those product opportunities, and there's more to come and scale from that. Investment process is at the heart of what we do, robust investment process, and as part of that you inject cultures, characteristics, processes which include increasingly the ESG aspects of life, the sustainability part of investment. It is now embedded into those processes. We are a signatory to the EMPRI, and we are also looking at how we can involve a sustainable investment committee within Gresham House to oversee the processes and the governance of that. So all in all, it's now becoming a mainstream theme embedded in the DNA culture of the business. So watch this space as it becomes probably more accepted across the industry. The evolution of alternative asset management has led to things like solar and wind, which 15 years ago were uninvestable, to become mainstream as part of asset allocation. Some of the things within the Gresham House portfolio now are increasingly pushing the boundaries, which we believe will be mainstream in the future. Hydroponics, waste recycling are all sorts of asset classes or sub-asset classes we expect to be part of asset allocation in the future. We are already deploying into those areas. That is very exciting. In addition to that, we are doing renewables like battery storage, which 2 or 3 years ago was very unrecognised as being a potential asset class, is now increasingly recognised as being a requirement to manage the electricity grid through all its renewable evolution. In addition to that, we have our strategic equity area where the investment performance is very strong. We're on the front foot. We've got joint venture with Aberdeen Standard, and we think that's an opportunity to grow the business both for clients as well as for shareholders. So there's just a huge amount of opportunity that we're excited about as we enter 2020 for Gresham House. Gresham House has grown over the last 5 years from a UK-centric base. In 2019, we made a big step overseas, admittedly not too far away with Ireland, but we executed the largest forestry transaction. In our view, that is a stepping stone to a larger platform into international markets. We have the capability to deploy and raise money overseas, and particularly focused around the real asset space, and we expect to do that in the medium term. 2020 is a year where we flag to the market we expect to resume some acquisition opportunities. We've shown the world that we can add value to the shareholders through acquisitions. We can capture product, revenue and cost synergies, and we think we can scale our existing platforms. There's no question about our central focus will be on organic growth. We have a very exciting organic growth plan for 2020 and beyond. We're exiting 2019. We have a plan of organic and acquisition growth to add shareholder value for Gresham House during 2020, and I know it's a year that the team from top to bottom is very excited about. Gresham House will be announcing its results in March this year, where we'll be outlining our 5-year plan named GH25. It's an area where we want to re-emphasise the asset to covenant nature that Gresham House has stood for over the last few years. We want it to be something that employees, clients and shareholders are all proud of. As part of that, it's focused on doubling shareholder value over a 4 to 5 year period, how we add value through acquisitions, how we add value through organic growth and product development. It's an exciting period for this business as we move through the inflection point of profitability and onward into generating further profit growth, sustainability, and the ESG aspects is something that we're very proud of. And fortuitously, we've got some exciting asset classes within that ESG and sustainability themes. So as we enter the next 5 year period, having had a successful first 5 year period, it's something we're going to be very, very excited about.